What's up, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls? Your boy, TheDreadMan, is back here to give you guys my fan movie review for Marvel's Spider-Man Far From Home. Just a quick thing. It's currently July 4th, 2019. So for everybody who's over in the States and all my American friends, happy 4th of July, happy Independence Day. Hopefully you guys eat, drink, enjoy fireworks, spend time with your family, enjoy that time. And for everybody who's serving in the military overseas, happy 4th of July to you too. Thank you guys for serving for us. Now, Spider-Man Far From Home. It is the direct sequel to Spider-Man Homecoming, and it picks up immediately after Avengers Endgame, which I don't recommend that you watch this movie before that. So, or yeah, if you're gonna see this movie, hopefully you have watched Avengers Endgame. So, mega spoilers for Avengers Endgame and minor spoilers for Spider-Man Far From Home. Now, this movie picks up just a couple of chronologically, just like a couple of short months. I think they said 8 months after Avengers Endgame, and they're calling the snap the blip because oh yeah, and once again, minor spoiler, they explain that little 5 year time gap, and they explain why some of the people aged and some people didn't, because a lot of people thought that that was an error in the continuity for Spider-Man Homecoming. So yeah, that's something that they do explain. Yeah, anyway, this film mostly takes place in Europe. Takes place in Italy. Takes place in a couple of other locations that I will not spoil or really get into. But really, this is a high school romance tale and kind of an on like a road trip kind of movie or an overseas trip kind of movie. You got Peter and Ned and their little teenage antics, and then you got Peter Parker, Tom Holland. You got him trying to figure out a way to express his love for MJ, Zendaya, and yeah, and he's trying to figure out how to balance a superhero and carry the load and legacy that Tony Stark left behind, and still be a normal kid. I mean, of course, that's kind of constant in any Spider-Man storyline. But the thing is, it's done so well because Tom Holland plays teenage Peter Parker. So he does such a good job playing the teenage Peter Parker. And Nick Fury, you think you're only going to see him once in this movie or a couple times. No, Nick Fury actually plays a bigger role than you think that he does. No spoilers. And well, no major spoilers anyway. And Jake Gyllenhaal is Mysterio. Stunning job. That is how you do a villain. That is another prime example of how you do a villain. You make him a sympathetic hero at first, and then you spring it on him. There's kind of not much. I mean, people saw the twist coming, but that's not really that much of a twist. But yeah, I mean, I love the movie. I mean, like there was like, and the thing is, a lot of people are gonna underrate this one too. But the pacing of this movie was well done. Like a lot of people who go to see this movie think that this movie's gonna drag, or there's gonna be a boom, big action scene here, and then it's gonna be like a long pause, and then another big action scene, then a long pause, then a big action scene, then the climax at the end of the movie. No. The pace of this movie is actually pretty steady, and you're gonna like a lot of y'all. You're gonna love the comedy, and then another thing is that you're gonna love is the character development. Now I know a lot of people see superhero movies for the action, the explosion, all that. I mean that's all fine and dandy, but the character development and the character interaction between these people, between all the characters in the movie, they do an amazing job with it. There wasn't really too much that I didn't like about it. I mean, like now Mysterio's backstory. I mean, they try to link everything to Tony Stark because I think there's like a fan theory that Tony Stark is the biggest villain in the MCU because he's birthed most of the villains. Which I mean, can't really argue. You can't really argue too much about that. Um, but yeah, I mean, like there's not really. I don't really have that many major complaints about this movie. Now, the action and the special effects, they are top notch. But to me, I mean, like to me, Mysterio, he is the show stealer, and you got all the little side characters because we already know what Peter Parker can do. We already know what Spider Man can do. And man, his noir suit, even though they didn't directly say noir suit, and his new stealth Spider Man suit, I love those. Hopefully, we see those. We see a lot more of those, but we see the Iron Spider suit at first. Um, but yeah, me personally, I will give the action a oh, what the hell? I'll give action and special effects a 10. I'll give the acting a 9. I'll give the comedy a 9. I will give the story an 8.5. Jake Gyllenhaal, the villain, I would give him a 9. And like I said, you kind of do see there's a couple of twists and turns, but even though you kind of see it coming, like it still does shock you and surprise you how well it's done and how it happens. But overall, I would give Spider-Man Far From Home a solid 9 out of 10. And boy, those post-credit scenes, woo! Stay after for both of those. And like there will be a returning character from the original Spider-Man the Sam Raimi Spider-Man series. And y'all are gonna like it. Y'all are gonna like the way it's done because I loved it. I mean, everybody in the theater was cracking up when they saw him. But yeah. And it's gonna be interesting to see how this fits into the rest of the you know what. Not just the Marvel Cinematic Universe, but the what the hell? I'll go ahead and say it. But the rest of the Spider Verse, I'm interested to see how that the rest is gonna mold into that. Like I said, I'm not gonna spoil too much, but you guys get the idea. Anyway, that's my thoughts on Spider-Man: Far From Home. You guys let me know what you think of it if you saw it, and how is this movie gonna fit into the rest of the Marvel universe. But I'm out, guys. Hopefully, you guys enjoy your 4th of July, and I'll be back with another video soon. Peace.